the memories, the street of shame, but the street of scandals and the street of genius.
Boulevard of broken dreams.
The lifeblood of democracy.
What's great about Fleet Street?
I don't know, I can't remember.
What a great idea to celebrate the days of no mobiles, long lunches and runners coming to the pub with messages. Yeah. Oh, you remember those?
It was wild.
What's so great about Old Fleet Street?
Lunch. Booze. High wages.
I was lucky to be there. I'm in Cambridge on the trail of the Cambridge Rapists. Actually, I'm a decoy. I failed. I wasn't raped by the Cambridge Rapists.
The first thing I remember wanting was a John Bull printing outfit. The only thing I ever wanted to be was a reporter. And every year, every Christmas, I would get a bigger and better John Bull printing outfit.
When did you arrive here, Bill?
I was 22, I think, so I could work it out.
So about 1940?
Very droll.
I put into entertaining threepence, and Norman Smart, the news editor, came out of the room and said, "Is there anyone here called Liesel?" And I stood up. And he said, "What's all this threepence for entertaining?" And I was going to say, "I'm sorry, I swindled you, I'll go quietly." And he said, "This is the Daily Express, making £1 in threepence." From that.
There was certainly sexism.
How many times a day would you get your bottom tin?
2 or 3 times maybe.
When Murdoch was round and they were having events up on the
We were coming to serve.
We were round to serve too. Yeah. We were just the bimbos who were handing round drinks and been smiling at people. Yeah.
The girls will now hand you drinks.
Yeah.
We were about, what, 30 or something?
Lovely journalist, his name I won't mention, she had quite a rotund bottom. Went down in front of me in the corridor and I pinched his bottom and he was really shocked. And I said, "Now you know how that feels."
United Newspapers in 1985 came at a time of immense change throughout the national newspaper industry.
It was a village, but like most villages, it was full of gossip, intrigue, a bit of backstabbing. But
I've had guns against my head twice, and they were very close call things. But my God, the excitement though, that was brilliant.
Of course, it was very much a pub society too, so we were all hanging around in pubs. Yeah, I think we worked hard, but I mean, I seem to think I worked hard.
Worked hard and played hard.
Yeah, we did play hard, yeah. Morning.
I liked the people very much, and they were wonderful characters. Their character quotient was very high, and people's eccentricity was encouraged and indulged, wasn't it, don't you think?
Well, the odd fight, the odd punch-up, some backstabbing, which is why the old Mirror pub was often called was known colloquially as the stab in the back.
I'm so sorry, Father, I'm so sorry. What can I buy you to drink? It came out in between some curtains, and there were people. And at the other end of the line of people was the Queen Mother. So we had to stand in line and be introduced to the Queen Mother.
Was it the best part of your working life?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Without any doubt.
Without any doubt, yeah. No, it was fabulous.
I used to come on the bus from Charing Cross down Fleet Street, and the buzz I got walking into that building, into the Black Lubyanka, it was like, hey, I work here, look at me, I'm just about to turn into this building. It was very special.
It would take you 10 minutes to cross the road in Fleet Street because you keep bumping into people.
When I joined the Sunday Mirror, having been hired when I was pregnant with children, and they said, we've never had, in fact, Fleet Street had never had a woman's editor who'd had a child before, and they thought that would be interesting.
Deadlines, death, you know, wonderful murder stories, fantastic.
And I was in Alvino very early on, and he was down one end of the bar, and he was beginning to do that thing where he all started to mumble, and eventually he said to the barman, Gavin, that barman, he said, where will I find sympathy in Fleet Street? And some wag at the end of the bar said, try it in the dictionary between shit and syphilis.
Gosh, you name it. His most famous was Winston Churchill. You know, and the grumpy look on Churchill's face was because he took the cigar out of his mouth for the picture.
So they lived hard and worked hard.
18-year-old, I assisted the old boy.
There were 4 women and 150 men.
When he would, the Mirror's featured staff would go out and have a few drinks at probably soon after noon, would congregate in Alvino normally, but about by 2:45 might decide it was time to eat something, quite likely get in the cab and go to Soho, have lunch, turn up back in the office at about 4:30, and as he said, we were quite likely, all of us, pissed, but he said you'd never know it looking back at the papers.
Everyone had 2 jackets, you know. They'd have a jacket they wore out and a jacket they put at the back of their shirt to pretend that they were there.
I think my picture.
Goes out one day and comes back to the office about 5:30, and he says to Vic Sims, wizened old reporter, famous in his time, he's a great line-up artist, he says to Vic, he said, well, so this is me back from lunch, Vic, what do you think, a record? And Vic says, hang on, it's only 5:30. And Tony said, yeah, but I went out yesterday.
And the bear,
What about the culture? Things like sexism, racism, homophobia.
Well, they were all there.
Yeah.
Remarks about mineral water must be edited out.
Did you ever want another career? A different career?
No, I never wanted another career. Well, I knew I wanted to write when I won an essay competition saying I wanted to be a martyr.
It's also a place where many marriages were forged and so were many divorces.
But you got left out of things, probably things you'd want to be left out of. When I was on the evening news on a Saturday shift on the morning, come lunchtime, they'd all go off to the dark room somewhere and watch porno films.
The gossip column will be full of journalists' own indiscretions, but of course we talked about other people's, politicians and showbiz stars, marriages, scandals, not our own.
Was flying around the world in the footsteps of Amy Johnson, and I got stuck for 3 weeks in Oman. Do you remember that?
Your roots were coming through.
I asked for some, and then they, horror all round. Mineral water.
Would you want to be a reporter for a newspaper today?
No, definitely not.
left under the redundancy, I cried a lot. I probably cried for 2 years.
Do you ever wanted another career?
No. The time I spent at the Daily Express was the best time of my entire working life, bar none.
And a 10-hour day is normal. Working till 10, 11 at night is normal. Yes, we had fun. Long lunches.
Was it the best time of your working life?
Yes.
Getting out of the office was terribly important. You met people, you interviewed people, you met everybody. Prime ministers up and down.
I still have dreams about walking through the newsroom. I loved it. It was a huge part of my life. And I love everybody that I worked with.
Just sort of collapsed in an instant. All the fun went, the wages went. We were sitting at our desks, a sandwich man came round with sandwiches, and the lunches have gone.
Okay, here we go.
Public said this brilliantly. He said it was absolutely wonderful. We did some great work and we had a great time, but I'm buggered off I can remember much of it.
Beaverbrook created this policy with that great editor Arthur Christensen, who put it into operation. But the policy was, let us cover all the Paris fashions. People want to live a greater life. Everybody wants to be wealthy. We're dealing with a paper for a family that wants 2 cars and can get them. It was all very much upstage, upmarket. Well, after a while, this tinsel journalism, and I think it's fair to call it that, was seen through by the very people it was supposed to flatter.
And I think that was it. In a kind of stumbling, fumbling way, we did the job. And I don't think it's being done properly now. And we were very opinionated in our day, but there's a nasty edge to papers now that wasn't there.
You know, we'll do what we said and raise a glass to Fleet Street and all those great days. And the careers in exploit. That's a good point. Thank you.
To Fleet Street, John.
It is a shame. It would be very sad, I think, if the only
footnote to Fleet Street's place in history was, you know, in writing or in films or archives. I think from time to time there's still a place for folks to come together and I don't know, maybe just recreate that vibe.